Hi, this is Sharon Martin. So, I was asked if I could share a bit more about feeling your feelings, but not becoming your feelings. So, that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. And there is a corresponding article that I wrote on this topic that I will put in the comments when I get a chance. So the idea behind this concept is that it is important that we feel our feelings, we make some space for them, that we value our feelings and we validate them. But at the same time, that we don't over identify with the feelings, that we don't let them take over who we are. Right? We want to let them kind of do their job. I like to think of feelings as messengers, that they have a purpose. We don't just have feelings for no reason. So the different feelings that you might have serve different purposes. But if you think about them as these messengers that are trying to bring you some information that's going to help you figure out what to do, or maybe help you understand yourself better or somebody else better so that you'll know what to do. That's the usefulness of the feelings. So if you think about um, a situation or a particular person that you're around and you feel angry or afraid or uncomfortable, those feelings are giving you important information about that situation or person that's going to help you figure out what to do. Likewise, if you're having a more positive feeling, if you're feeling happy or proud, then you're also getting important information that you can use to figure out what else to do. Right? Most of us want to have more positive feelings. So, right, when we figure out like what creates positive feelings for us, right, we want to do more of those things, and we want to use sort of these quote unquote negative feelings to help us figure out what we can do so that we can not be in situations where we feel afraid or uncomfortable, right? So back to the idea of like what do we do in order to make space for our feelings. Many of us are not real comfortable with having feelings, either because, we were taught specifically that we were not to have feelings. Sometimes that could be any feelings, or often it's having experiences in childhood where, we were scolded or punished, or in some way the message that we got was that it was wrong to be angry or wrong to be sad. So we really try to shut those feelings down. And this is usually something that we learn pretty early on in life, is that those feelings are not things that we get, that people respond positively to. So it seems like they're wrong for us to do, or it's wrong for us to have any needs for people to give us comfort when we're crying or help us manage our anger. So a lot of us get into situations in adulthood where we're really just not noticing the feelings that we're having. Or maybe you're noticing a little bit of them, but then you're doing something to try to numb out. Often this is done with, alcohol, drugs, food, electronics, ways for us to really not have to be in touch with the feelings that we're having. But whatever the case is for you, the idea here is that your life will be fuller and more satisfying if you can access more of your feelings. Your relationships will be more satisfying and deeper if you can access more of your feelings. Because, like I said, they're giving you important information that can help you in your life. So, how do we do this? Well, I like to do it by intentionally making some time to try to check in with myself and ask myself how I'm feeling. So, again, if you're somebody who's not real in touch with your feelings, I strongly encourage you to get yourself a list of feeling words. And you can find these online. Just Google up something like feelings chart or list of feelings, and you'll find many. Print one out for yourself so that you can look at it. So if you ask yourself, how am I feeling? Sort of take a few moments of quiet to kind of let that settle and see what comes to the surface. But if you're not sure, consult that list and see if that can help you put a name to the feeling. We want to get as detailed as possible with the feeling words. We don't want to just stick to, angry, sad, happy, right? We want to try to go deeper and get to words that are more descriptive, right? There's a lot of different words to describe a feeling of anger. We want to find the specific one that feels right for the feeling that you're having. And you may also be having more than one feeling at a time. So that's totally normal. You don't need to just pick out one feeling. So we're going to then, really try to accept what the feeling is. Rather than trying to push it away or trying to judge it, telling ourselves that it's wrong or it's unhelpful. So you want to try to say something to yourself that validates the feeling. And that could be something like, it's okay for me to feel frustrated, or I accept that I feel frustrated right now. Everybody feels frustrated sometimes, right? Those are ways that we can accept what the feelings are, and those allow the feelings to exist, right? It's making it okay for me to have that feeling. And it also helps to remind yourself that feelings don't last forever. They will come and go naturally. That's the nature of feelings. They kind of just, come by with their message, and if we accept it and we listen, they will pass through. That's not to say that you might have a feeling like of sadness repeatedly, but even so, it's unlikely that you're going to feel sad all day, every day. You may feel sad for a period of a chunk of time during the day, but you also might notice that you have some periods of time where you have other feelings. Or sadness plus, some other feelings. So anyway, it helps to remind yourself that if you allow yourself to have the feeling, accept it, listen to it, it's ultimately going to sort of help move it along so that you're not getting stuck in some of these more difficult feelings. And so the last part of it, this idea of like not over identifying with it, is trying to remember that a feeling is just part of who you are. It's part of your experience. It's not your identity. And one way to try to make that shift is to move away from saying, I am sad, or I'm a sad person, I'm a depressed person, but instead to say, I feel sad. Right, there's a small difference, but it's a really important one that acknowledges that the feeling is just a feeling. It's not who I am in my entirety. So I think that kind of covers the basics of this idea. I hope that that's helpful for you. I will say that, it is something that we need to learn how to do for those of us who didn't get a lot of, nurturing around our feelings or a lot of encouragement about having a wide variety of feelings. This is a skill that you need to practice. And the more that you do it, the easier it does become. And I think over time, if you keep doing it, you will come to realize that yes, hey, these feelings, even though some of them are uncomfortable, they are helpful, and it does ultimately improve my life to have all of these feelings and to make use of them and then let them go as they have done their job. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and take good care of yourself.